Creed 2 is not just a direct sequel to Creed. It feels like an extension to Rocky 4, and could have even been titled Rocky 4.5 to some extent. Not only does the direct plot carry on from Rocky's dramatic fight with Ivan Drago, but Creed 2 pays homage to Rocky 4 in many other ways. Let's go a full 6 rounds to spot them all. Before we hit you with some Eye of the Tiger, click subscribe. You'll join our notification squad and be the first to know of new Screen Rant content. And a quick warning, there are major Creed 2 spoilers ahead. Throwing in the towel. Throwing in the towel for a boxer is pretty much unheard of in the Rocky franchise. Sure, there are plenty of towels featured in the films for dramatic purposes, but one of Rocky's biggest mistakes was not throwing in the towel for Apollo during his match with Ivan Drago in Rocky 4. Holding on to the towel led to Apollo's death, and is probably a moment Rocky still dreads to this day. Coming around and seeing his own son falling to the quick hands of Adonis, Ivan Drago learned from the past and did not let Victor succumb to the same fate. In one of the film's most dramatic moments, Ivan does what Rocky could never do, throwing in the towel, and not just quitting for his son, but proving he could always be there for him. It may have taken 33 years, but the whole throwing in the towel storyline has finally come full circle, and given the former robotic Ivan Drago more character depth than we could have ever imagined. Apollo's outfit. One of the more obvious Rocky IV tributes was the red, white, and blue boxing shorts Adonis wears for his fight against Victor. American flags and designs are common in the Rocky series, but this reference is directly connecting father and son through both films. The American flag boxing shorts were not just a style option for Apollo. It was a part of his huge showboating scene before his match against Ivan in Rocky IV. Music, fireworks, and a whole lot of spectacle made the hyped boxing match feel like a pro wrestling event. The American shorts Adonis wears in the movie are not just an homage to Apollo either. Rocky wears the same style shorts in his fight against Ivan, as well as against Clubber Lang in Rocky III. All these years later, and the red, white, and blue never seems to go out of style. Now, if only Adonis wore the matching top hat, that would be something to see. The Russian government. Ivan Drago wasn't just a man passionate for boxing. He was hired and trained by the Russian government to do one thing: be the greatest boxer and defeat Americans. It seems a little far-fetched, but not too outside the realm of possibility, considering how governments work hard training athletes just for Olympic competition. So what happens when you disappoint your government and lose in a match against an American like Rocky Balboa? Well, Creed 2 explores this concept, basically stated they dumped Ivan like yesterday's garbage. After losing, Ivan was left with nothing and considered a disgrace in his home country. Creed 2 is the first Rocky movie to really touch upon the aftermath of losing to Rocky, making you wonder whatever happened to Clubber Lang. The film is able to actually make us feel bad for the man who killed Apollo, to a certain point. Despite being abandoned by the Russian government, he still seeks revenge by using his own son and doing the same training the government imposed on him. Don't fight. While living a career as a professional boxer, it's pretty hard for family and friends of Adonis or Rocky to tell them not to fight. But that's exactly what happens in both Rocky IV and Creed II. Let's look at Rocky first. In Rocky IV, Apollo's death rocks everyone to their core, and no one more than Rocky's own wife, Adrian. When Rocky decides to step into the ring and challenge Ivan, he does so without Adrian's support. She begs him not to take the fight, fearing for his life more than his reputation. Flash forward 33 years, and Rocky is in the same boat as Adrian, begging Adonis not to take the fight against Ivan's son Victor. Of course, Adonis goes against his mentor and takes the fight anyway. And just like Adrian did in Rocky IV, Rocky eventually changes his mind and supports Adonis, knowing he's going to step into the ring no matter what. Extreme training. One of the more memorable parts of the endless montage that is known as Rocky IV is the Rocky training session. Moving away from the streets of Philadelphia, Rocky trains in the cold mountains. Isolated and with grown-out facial hair, Rocky delivers one of the most over-the-top and intense training montages in the whole franchise. When going back to the roots of Rocky IV for the Creed sequel, these training sequences could not be ignored. Adonis couldn't just travel to any snowy mountain area, so the hot California acts for an ideal replacement. The extreme cold is replaced with extreme heat, and the dramatic peaks of the mountains are replaced with the endless flats of the desert Adonis runs and trains on each and every day. He punches trees, he sweats, and another classic training montage is born. The biggest difference this time around is that Creed is not alone in his training. He has Rocky and some other dedicated boxers there to help him prepare for the fight. Ivan Drago's wife. After the events of Rocky IV, not only did Ivan lose support of the Russian government, but his wife also left him. Portrayed by Brigitte Nielsen, it was pretty surprising to see her return for the sequel. She abandoned both Ivan and Victor when the son was just an infant, and returns once Victor starts rising to glory once again. Nielsen's appearance in Creed II was a surprising twist, because in real life she was married to Stallone, but the couple split just after a couple years of marriage. Her role in the film once again displays her as heartless, and only builds on the hardship Ivan has had to go through over the years. The tie-in to the story adds even more to the movie, and truly makes Creed II feel like a direct sequel to Rocky IV. She is one of the last loose ends left from the film, and the filmmakers really went all out to connect both movies. Did you enjoy the connections between Rocky IV and Creed II? Should Creed have featured an original story with no connections? What does the future hold for the franchise? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Screen Rant on YouTube so you can stay up to date with our awesome videos. Thanks for watching.